Elena Kagan has been nominated to the Supreme Court by Barack Obama, as we suspected. So, who is Elena Kagan? Excellent question. I have no idea, and neither does anybody else. Now, do I know what her career track is? Yes, she's the current Solicitor General. She was the Harvard Law School Dean. She hasn't been a judge before, but she has clerked for judges, etc. Everybody believes she's brilliant, and nobody knows a damn thing that she stands for. That's because she has assiduously, throughout her career, insisted on not revealing any of her positions. Pretty much. I would say on 90% of the matters. Which, of course, politically speaking, is also brilliant. Because apparently our Supreme Court justices are supposed to be blank slates. They're supposed to walk in and be like, what? Law? Constitution? Never heard of it. I've got fresh opinions on everything. I wouldn't want to prejudge anything. I mean, you come to the age of 50, as Elena Kagan is, and you don't have ideas on where the Constitution stands, that makes me question things, right? Now, of course, they say she does have opinions on that, but she's just not going to share them with you, because that would be prejudging things. Now, as things stand, that would be the same exact thing as every other Supreme Court nominee picked by a Republican or a Democrat. They always come in there and go, what? Opinions? I got no opinions, none whatsoever. No, every case I'm going to just call balls and strikes, as Judge Roberts said, when he then later became a complete conservative right-winger who voted that conservative right-wing position on every single case before the Supreme Court. Now, don't get me wrong. Roberts was always a conservative right-winger. He just pretended he wasn't during the hearings. But at least with Roberts, you did know where he stood because he had a huge track record. Same with Alito. They were probably among the top, I don't want to put a number on it, top 5, top 10, but they were certainly among the top conservative judges in the country. Everybody knew it. When you did a list of conservative judges in the country, the most right-wing, Roberts and Alito were on that list, and they were at the top of that list, especially Alito. But based on his record, so was Roberts, because they had a track record. Now, I know the whole thing is disingenuous when they go in front of Congress. I ignore all of that, right? Now, so why am I a little upset today? Because, as always, Barack Obama, the centrist, the guy who loves to do conciliation and gradualism and incrementalism, has picked someone who we don't have any idea what her record is or what her positions are. Why? Because then the Republicans can't criticize her. In fact, many Republicans have voted for her in the past. She has praised Republicans before. They have praised her. Oh, it's going to be such an easy victory. And after we get that victory, they'll put up the mission accomplished banner and be like, oh, another win for the president. He's got huge momentum. What is this momentum going towards? What's the point of the win? I thought one of the central points of electing a progressive president was that you would get progressive Supreme Court picks. Now instead we get kind of centrist, but we don't really know picks, because why? Obama wants to be a centrist. Obama doesn't want to anger the Republicans. Well, okay, thanks a lot for another profile in courage, Mr. President. Now, don't get me wrong. Elena Kagan might turn out to be a fantastic Supreme Court justice. I just don't know. Shouldn't we know? Shouldn't we pick someone we know is a progressive? These days, it is a conservative usually. But no, if we pick the progressive president, we should have a progressive Supreme Court justice. And you should have a justice that pisses me off for being too far left, because I view myself as a judicial moderate, right? But that's a joke. You're never going to get anything like that. Sonia Sotomayor, who has done a great job since then. And that's what leads a lot of people to say, well, see, Obama knows something secret. But this is a democracy. We can't have no, just trust the president. He's so smart. He's so brilliant. He knows all these things you can't possibly know. And look, he did an okay job one other time. So just trust him that Kagan's going to be okay. I don't know. No, I don't. That's not how it's supposed to work. You should have someone that you know has a progressive track record. Now, finally, and there's 100 angles to this, but I want to wrap this portion of it up by telling you why I'm upset in the first place, okay? It's not because I'm a judicial progressive and liberal and, God, I wanted somebody super liberal on the court. No, the problem is Obama. It's not Kagan. Because his reaction to everything is, okay, I give in. Don't fight me. Don't hate me, Republicans. Don't. Please, please, please. So we got a so-called $50 billion bailout and financial reform bill. It's not, He makes the case, says it's not a bailout. And then what does he do? He caves in. And he says, all right, I'm going to take the bailout out. Joe Wilson yells at him, says, you lie on immigration issue. What did he do? Do you know this? He caved into Joe Wilson. They took out that provision that Joe Wilson was complaining about. You go to any issue, Gitmo detainees. Oh, we're going to try him in civilian trials. Oh, Republicans got mad. Forget it. We're not going to try him in civilian trials. You know what happened over the weekend? You know all these arguments about the Miranda warnings? Holder came out and said, oh, yeah, we might not give Miranda warnings to terrorist suspects. Are you kidding me? How unbelievably unprincipled are you? How scared of a fight are you? I mean, they make their case a little bit in public. They're like, no, Miranda warnings are good. Oh, wait, don't hit me. Don't hit me. Okay. No more Miranda warnings. That has not been declared yet, but that is what Holder is saying. They're leaning in the direction of they're going to study it. So now you got a Supreme Court nominee here, and remember, she would be replacing John Paul Stevens, who was earlier considered conservative, then he was considered moderate, but the playing field keeps shifting and shifting. He's now considered the most liberal out of all the justices. So you're going to replace the most liberal with a centrist. As Glenn Greenwald points out, you know what that leaves you with? That leaves you with, even though you elected Barack Obama, a Supreme Court that is to the right of when he came in. Now, how does that make any sense? He's afraid of a fight. He's afraid of it. He's deathly afraid of it. The only people he doesn't mind fighting is you, progressives. They're going to love it if people attack Elena Kagan from the left. Rahm Emanuel is going to rush that to his bestest friends in Washington. To all the reporters go, oh, did you see that? Oh, liberals attacking us. We're so centrist. God, we're so reasonable, aren't we? Look at all these liberals attacking us. No, but we're going to fight back. But get away here, liberals, progressives. Get out. Scat. Okay? And then they're going to champion that as how wonderfully moderate they are.